If you followed these channels from the beginning, you probably saw that my first receiver was the DENON AVC X6500. A really beautiful receiver that I later changed with the separate components composed by a preamp Yamaha X5200 and the power amplifier Emotiva XPA7 Generation 3. And why I did this? Well, everybody was speaking about separate components, that you can have a better quality, and as always I wanted to test with my ears if this was true or not. Satisfied? Well, yes and not. First of all, you need more space, right? And that's mean also more stuff on my rack, something that I don't like. And second, I found the Yamaha calibrations too basic for such a flagship receiver. Fortunately, the market is full of options and the Cinema 40 just knocked on my door. So in this video I'm not going only to give you a full detailed review regarding the Cinema 40, but we are going also to compare it with my separate components. Enjoy the review, subscribe to the channels to support my work, and let's do it. Marantz finally switched to a new look, design that is coming directly from the hi-fi stereo. And not just a new external look, but also a new interface that is finally modern and well organized. And yes, I really like the new design, something that I would like to see also on the sister brands DENON, that is still stuck with a, I don't want to say ugly, but for sure boring design. Hidden buttons behind the flap door help to maintain a minimalist and clean touch, of course when it's closed, leaving visible only the gold Marantz logo. And a small round display that is really not visible from the listening position. And I wish to have bigger numbers, at least for the volume, and only during the changes. Available in two different finishes, the chassis look really well made. Below I noticed two small fans, something that I really don't like and I prefer to avoid it in any amplifier. But even when I place the Cinema 40 inside a rack, don't do like me, always better to leave space to breathe above and around it. In any case, I never hear them, even when I push the Cinema 40 at high volumes. Maybe I are broken? When it comes to value for money products, it's really hard to compete with DENON or Marantz. And in this case, in the Cinema 40 we can really find everything, like HDMI 2.1 technology, 6 HDMI input, and a full video support up to 8K with a compatibility with Dolby Vision's HDR10+, and game mode. And not only is able to read any format like Dolby Atmos, Auro 3D and DTS:X. Amplifier topology is AB, that is delivering 125 watts per channels at 4 ohm when two channels are connected. And when we have 9 channels, well, you will have less power, and that's what we are going really to see in this review. From Marantz, I probably would like to see something like that, a receiver, so not separate components like the flagship AV10 and M10. This is coming with a high retail price, something around 14 rands. Make it probably not affordable from many of us, and for me same things. So I would like to see really a Class D amplification from Marantz, something around 5 grand, just a receiver with all the power that we need, but we'll speak about it later. In any case, if the Cinema 40 will have enough power, it will depend also from your speaker sensitivity and how much loud you play. But the good thing is that you can add also an external amplifier if you want, and I tested also in these configurations, but let's speak about setup first. Never I will show you how many cables are behind my rack. It's like spaghetti, believe me, a lot of spaghetti. I forget how many times I give it up just trying to... So I was happy to remove my separate preamp receiver and power amplifier. That's meaning less connections and less cables. I'm sure I'm not the only one that have this problem. Back panel is well organized, clean, and Interesting to see that now you can have the possibility to connect 4 subwoofer. This is a game changer in my opinions. If you have the possibility to go with 4 subs, well, unfortunately I have only 2 subwoofer and I tested the Cinema 40 with 2 SVS 2000 Pro. 2000 Pro that are already on the right spot and with the internal DSP equalizations already enabled. Something that probably will make happy Odyssey and any receiver calibrations. Regarding DIRAC, well, if you don't know what it is an optional calibration software that will come with a paid upgrade and will be available via firmware upgrade. And yes, I purchased the Cinema 40 mostly because it's coming with this calibration software. So, Marantz, I hope you will do a great work because I'm going to do a full review about it. If I did already, I will let it in description. As setup I have a Dolby Atmos 5.2.4 full Sounds Faber Sonetto line. Sonetto 1 on the front, Sonetto center and 4 Sonetto wall as height speaker. Why Sonetto line? Well, I really like how they are look. They sound natural and neutral. Well balanced, but unfortunately they are not really easy to drive. They are coming with a sensitivity around 87 dB. Make it, yeah, let's say good power amplifier lovers. Regarding the calibrations, the microphone is in the accessories and all you have to do is moving the microphone in your listening positions following software instructions. It's well done. It will require a little bit, probably something like 30 minutes to do a full 8 positions, but yes, that's a lot. And what I don't like is that, for example, if I change just the subwoofer, I don't have the possibility just to calibrate the subwoofer, so I have to repeat all the calibrations again, make it really annoying. In any case, you have the possibility also to purchase Odyssey calibration software app. This has a retail price around 20 bucks if I'm not wrong. I purchased it some years ago and yes, it's nice. You have the possibility to do some other stuff like limitations on the bandwidth of the calibrations, some manuals, equalizations. If I can suggest to purchase it, probably not. DIRAC is coming, so I will say to wait a little bit. That means that I'm going to do also a full comparisons between Odyssey and DIRAC. But now let's speak about some quality.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry!
Moving from separate components like the Yamaha X5200 plus Emotiva XPA 7 Generation 3 to the Marantz Cinema 40, oh my god, was pretty weird. Why? The tonality was completely different. Where the combo Yamaha plus Emotiva was warm and colored on the bottom end, also slightly roll off on treble, Cinema 40 presented himself with a high ultra textures tonality full of details. Intelligibility and transparency was wow, amazing. Playing John Williams live in Vienna. I know that's a Blu-ray that is in all my tests. Intro scenes was, oh my god, holographic. I felt like I had 100,000 people clapping in my room. And really I saw this Blu-ray 100 times and I don't remember I got such an incredible level of details. Same things with Mad Max. The short intro monologue is opening with a Gears voice that is falls down on my head. Directivity let me just amazed. Another great movie when it's come to test Dolby Atmos is Rome. And I even have the Blu-ray, so I had to stream it from Netflix. I don't know, this movie never captures my attention, probably because I didn't have the right setup to really enjoy it. But not this time. The Cinema 40 delivered a fully immersive experience and I felt surrounded by people and objects, as if I was in the same room with the character. Great Atmos movie, try it. In any case, the Cinema 40, when it's come to place object inside your room, it has just an incredible precision, accuracy, and is do it really carefully and error-free. Another great Blu-ray that I really enjoy was Gregory Porter Concert. Beautiful vibe, reverb, and I felt there in the crowd. And really remind me when I was this summer at the concert in Stuttgart. I had the same feelings. Beautiful, I love Gregory Porter. By the way, if the Cinema 40 is a top player when it's come to imaging and soundstage, I can say the same regarding body and presence on voices and instruments, where Cinema 40 struggled a little bit to let them fully shine. And I really miss this warm coloration, especially on the bottom end coming from the Emotiva XP8 Generation 3, making probably the Cinema 40 such a receiver for those prefer a neutral, natural sound signature. Dynamic scenes like explosions or orchestra crescendo felt a bit constrained, and I noticed in Hans Zimmer live in Prague, where in scene 3, when the curtains rise up, leaving room for the incoming orchestra, Cinema 40 struggled a little bit to reproduce the many instruments in an effortless and realistic way. In my opinion, 9 speakers are a lot, and 87 decibel of sensitivity of the Sonetto line didn't help for sure. Scene 3 of the Hans Zimmer, oh, this require good power, so I really push it to the limits, the Cinema 40. I love this film and I can't wait the part number 2. What do you think about it? Just let me know in the comments. The movie is a great subwoofer test, and stay tuned because a really interesting subwoofer review is coming. I wanted to test the Cinema 40 with an external amplifier to check if I could improve something, and of course I connected to my Emotiva 7 channels amplifier, but I didn't connect 7 channels because it makes no sense. I have 4 channels on the floor, 5 on the floor, 4 on the top, so I connected first of all the 5 channels on the floor, so LCR and the surround. So did I improve the dynamic? Well, this time playing against Hans Zimmer live in Prague, the overall experience was effortless and the big orchestra was reproduced with authority and an explosive dynamic. Moving on Mad Max, explosions were bigger and more realistic, but I also felt a little bit the difference in tonality since I had the Emotiva driving the bottom speakers and the Cinema 40 the high speaker, right? So I felt this difference in tonality and I lost a little bit of accuracy and imaging. So something really interesting to take it in consideration. Second test, I connected just the LCR to the Emotiva XP8 to understand how minimum channels do I need on an external amplifier. And I got the same results on effortless and ultra dynamic reproductions. So I can definitely say that by removing just the LCR to the Cinema 40 and add it to an external amplifier will give just life and power to your audiovisual experience. This was a really interesting test for me and I wish to have speaker with probably more sensitivity, but unfortunately doesn't work like that. But now you know with the worst conditions it will be that you will need to add a LCR on an external amplification. Moving on stereo, and who is interested to play with the Cinema 40 also 2 channels configurations, well, I was not disappointed at all for a receiver. I really enjoyed the details and the punchy bass that was solid and firm. The sound was pretty natural and balanced, and considering that the Sonetto 1 need a good amount of power, I was really satisfied from the Cinema 40 performance. I also tested the Phono stage, something important if you like turntables and the analog world, right? And I connected to my entry-level Orgon Audio TT4, review available in descriptions, fitted with the Orthophone 2M blue moving magnet cartridge. Of course, play it in pure direct mode. If you don't know what it is, just check the manuals. In any case, I didn't get this engagement and power that I was need to really enjoy turntable reproductions, right? So you will probably want to add an external amplifications, Phono stage, preamp, to your Cinema 40 receiver, and something like, for example, the hi-fi Phono stage is from me highly recommended. It's highly affordable and will bring life to your turntables reproductions. It's also really compact, really small, so you don't need also too much space, right? Review available in descriptions, just check it. Moving on headphones, you will need to install HEOS to be able to stream your favorite music from provider like Spotify. It's easy and takes 2 minutes. And first headphones that I test was the ODs, or how you call it, ODs? Maybe. LCD2 Classic. It's an open planar magnetic headphones that's minted low of good powers. Not bad at all with the Cinema 40. I played around minus 20 decibel with a great bass impact, beautiful mid-range clarity and unexpected top-end delicacy. Wow, really? Okay, wait a moment, so I moved to the Hi-Fi Man Editions XS. Also planar magnetics that like good powers amplifier. Editions XS I had to push it a little bit more till minus 10 dB to add a good amount of volumes. And the sounds was just delicious. Great sub-bass extensions was a pure pleasure. Oh my god, really, are you kidding me? That's the first receiver that give me this feeling with headphones. So I moved to the Sennheiser HD 800S. I generally don't test this type of audiophile headphones with receiver, right? But Cinema 40 deserve a chance. To play the 800S I had to connect some adapters because it's coming with a Pentacon connections and the Cinema 40 has a 6.3mm output. I want to test it with a more quality streaming applications like Qobuz, but unfortunately is not compatible with the Cinema 40. So I went back to Spotify. In any case, also with high impedance headphones like the Sennheiser 800S, Cinema 40 has any problem to deliver a truly audiophile sound experience that with any type of music genre was playing loud, effortless, with precisions, and first of all with a great musicality. Wow, I really didn't expect this. Marantz, my respect. Well done. At the end I put a lot of pressures on the Cinema 40 with my setup and I was not disappointed at all. Did I expect more dynamic? Well, yes and no. Really hard to achieve such a result with a Class AB configurations. And this is what I would like really to see from Sound United, an IVR around 5K with 9 channels and a Class D amplification. Fortus want something little bit more than Cinema 40 but cannot achieve the flagship AV10 that is also coming with 16 channels. By the way, we saw that just by adding an external amplification to the LCR channels helped to give live and a fully dynamic experience. And happy to see that I didn't get any noise problem. Something that I had, for example, when I connected a NAD N28 to the DENON. By the way, Atmos experience on Cinema 40 left me so impressed to convince me to quit with the separate components and a preamp receiver and save for sure space with less gears. Marantz, welcome home, you will be next reference receiver in my setup. From my audio is everything, I hope you enjoyed this review. Subscribe to the channels to support my work and